Hello, my name is Caroline Cosell-Ross. I'm studying for a master's degree in Global Environmental Studies at Sophia University, Tokyo, Japan. My supervising professor is Professor Anne MacDonald. The purpose of this video is to introduce myself and my research plan. I am passionate about education. I believe that education empowers individuals to be the best that they can be and to make a meaningful contribution to society. But quality education is often reserved for those people whose families can afford to pay for it. Those without much financial backing don't have access to such opportunities. I chose to study global environmental studies because I think environmental concepts may be useful in the field of education. As part of my master's programme, I am writing a thesis. The main theme of the thesis is environmental education in the Federated States of Micronesia. Firstly, I'd like to explain why I've chosen this topic. Why a small island developing state? Why Micronesia? Why Yap State? Then I'll explain a little more about what I hope to achieve during my stay in February 2016. Small island developing states were officially recognized as a distinct group of developing countries in 1992. They share a set of challenges making sustainable development particularly difficult. Some of these challenges are listed here, written by the United Nations Office of the High Representative for Least Developed Countries, Landlocked Developing Countries and Small Island Developing States, who represent small island developing states at the global level, focusing on outreach, advocacy, and the mobilization of resources and international support towards achieving the sustainable development aspirations of small island developing states. Millennium Development Goals and Sustainable Development Goals also recognise the particular needs of small island developing states, specifically mentioned in Goals 8b and 8c of the Millennium Development Goals, and with 20 mentions in the recently signed Sustainable Development Goals. While climate change and environmental uncertainty will affect us all, the effects are felt more sharply and more immediately by certain populations, some of whom live in small island developing states. Why the Federated States of Micronesia? There are 38 UN member and 19 non-UN members or associate members small island developing states. I am interested in the effects of the Decade of Education for Sustainable Development, which was a UN, or more specifically, a UNESCO-led initiative. So I chose to focus on the UN members. They are listed in this chart, grouped by region. Countries which have very high or high development, as ranked by the Human Development Index, are highlighted in pink. Medium development is in yellow. Low development, or not ranked, is white. Being a student in Japan, I chose to focus on the Pacific region. Next, I excluded those countries with very high or high development on the basis that those countries with lower development may need greater attention, deeper understanding. I felt that medium developed was more appropriate than low developed, as one can expect the basic educational infrastructure to be functioning. Micronesia has the longest coastline of all small island developing states. Really, it is a large ocean state, with its exclusive economic zone reaching over 3 million kilometres squared. One might expect that effective marine management is a priority. Why Yap State? Yap State's constitution recognises the role and importance of traditional leaders and customs, which are not invalidated by the constitution. Various accounts of Micronesia emphasise how Yap is unique and it's a state where traditions are strongly upheld. Education has long been recognised as a crucial factor in sustainable development, both at international and regional level. I worked as a teacher for 8 years, from preschool to university to community education. Education really shows the interplay between global and local processes. I'd like to learn about the reality of education in Yap State, Micronesia. I have some broad research themes, but ultimately, I am a student, and I would like to listen, to learn. On 2nd of February, I'm departing Japan for Guam. I will spend a few days there and make use of the resources at the Micronesian Area Research Centre at the University of Guam. On the 6th of February, I'll arrive in Yap for a 30-day stay. I sent letters of introduction by post to 4 schools in Yap State, 2 of which responded, Yap Catholic High School and Yap High School. During my stay, I hope to be able to visit at least one of the other 2 schools on an outer island, but I know this might not be possible. I am also interested in community education and have been in contact with Wage NGO and Ulithi Marine Conservation Project. I have also contacted the Board of Education. During my stay, I would like to spend time at the schools and organisations. I would also like to talk with various people, particularly teachers, to learn about their experiences and the courses they teach. All the information collected during my stay will be used only for my research. I won't share any names or personal information. Being sensitive to people's privacy is really important to me. The information I collect will be put together to make a case study about education in Yap State. I've got some broad ideas for my research themes, but I am expecting things to change as I meet with people and hear their stories. The idea of Western versus traditional knowledge can be contrasted, but in reality, I don't think this distinction can be made. However, these ideas might serve to highlight one another. At the moment, my main question is, how has traditional knowledge related to environmental management been incorporated into educational programs? I have purposefully left the question open and broad. When I answer this question, I'd like to learn about the types of programs being taught in schools in Yap State. The Decade of Education for Sustainable Development was from 2005 to 2015, so I've set my time boundaries for the same period. I know that some teachers write down their course programs. Some teachers don't. Some teachers make notes for themselves only, and other teachers just know what they're going to teach and they don't write anything at all. So I'd like to talk with people and teachers to try to understand the courses and the programs being taught. This is my main purpose during my stay in Yap. After the visit, I might look at teacher training programs and also funding flows, but I think I should be able to do this from Japan. This research is completely independent, organised and paid for by myself. I am a master's student. I don't have much experience as a researcher. I'm really very nervous and I simply want to do my best. I'm sure I will make mistakes and for that I'm sorry. I would like to be able to offer something back in return for the time that people give me, and I'm happy to help in any way I can. Please just ask. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I look forward to meeting you.